Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by Craig Spider Richards. Craig, how are you?
I'm good, man. Good as always. In good spirits.
I've asked you so many times over the years how a fight between you and Joshua Buatsi go, and you've always said until we fight, there's no need to talk about it. Well, we're here now, May the 7th. How's the fight going to go?
Smiling victorious. That's all we know.
What was the difference between the fight happening now and previous times it's been, I don't know if it's ever been offered, but previous times it's been discussed?
There's never been offers. Obviously, ours is mandatory for the British. They pushed on. Our teams was pretty close, both close to Eddie, etc. So it was one of them fights we always knew it wasn't a if, it was a when, but we always anticipated it'd be for a world title. I feel like while they're tied up, it was probably a good time. He needed to step up in competition. I was waiting around at that world title level and needed maybe that one more fight beforehand, and it just seemed suited for the time in such a big fight headliner, and to secure us a place for the world title. So it all just made sense right now.
What will it secure? A shot at which title? So where will a win put you?
I think for the WBA. So maybe a winner of the Canelo-Bivol fight. So.
And who's going to win that fight?
I don't know, it's a good stylistically, like Canelo closed the distance and gets to work very well. Bivol won't allow you to close the distance. He throws, his fast hands are very active and move his feet very fast. So it's good stylistically. If Canelo walks through his power, then Bivol will be in trouble. But if he can keep him off and he respects his power, then it'll be a long night for Canelo.
Which would you prefer, though? A rematch with Bivol to avenge that defeat, or a fight with Canelo to make the most money you've ever seen in your life, most likely?
I don't know, that's a good question. It's a win-win.
Assess Joshua Buatsi's change for us since he's joined up with Virgil Hunter. You obviously watch everyone's fights. What do you make of how he's changed stylistically?
I feel he's trying to box more now. Before he was trying to get stuck in and brawl a bit more. Now he's trying to box a little bit more and then try and get on the inside, get a little bit rough. I think he's trying to adapt to Andre Ward's style.
How much sparring have you guys done over the years, and when was the last time you sparred?
We ain't sparred since I moved up to light heavyweight properly. I think like 2017 really. That was the last time we sparred.
A lot's been made of your kind of relationship and coming from the same area and stuff like that. How close, if at all, are you guys, or have you been in the past?
Very cool. There's a lot of respect. Like he speaks to like my mum as he's saying at the shows, etc. There's been always that respect level. Like he done well as an amateur. Respect what he used to achieve as an amateur, doing the Olympics and stuff. And then obviously he's seen me as a pro. I've achieved a lot as a pro. I probably had a better CV as the professional, and he had a lot better CV probably as an amateur. So it's just always respect for each other as a fighter and as people. Maybe the way we carry ourselves as well. But at the end of the day, business is business. We got to cross a road and there can only be one winner, so that goes out the window come fight night.
Does it make it more of a challenge, though, to kind of get that fire going even more so? Because I remember like the fight with Shakan Pitters, for example, there was a lot of back and forth in the build-up, and that seemed to really give you an urgency in your performance.
I prefer them sort of fights myself, but same with the experience with Bivol. Me and Bivol had a lot of respect for each other, and maybe that's why I didn't step through them gears. So I won't make the same mistake again, and that's why I kind of separated that respect level with Matea to go and deliver when needed to deliver. So I won't let that affect me this time.
And Eddie was talking up there about you being the underdog with the bookies. I know that will have no impact on the fight itself, but does it help motivate you in any way?
Maybe when I get more into camp, but not really. I don't pay attention. At first it used to irritate me, but now I'm just like, these lot don't know what they're doing, so I just leave them to it.
If you win this fight, and obviously you'll say when you win this fight, you'll go into Canelo or Bivol probably as the underdog again, even if you put on an outstanding performance, blast him out in a round. What do you think it's going to take before you're the favourite?
Eddie actually saying that I'm good. It's all just based off of what he says in promotion-wise and what the commentators stop giving me negative commentary and stuff. So it's just that when the agendas get pushed more positively about myself, I believe, then I'll get the credit.
Do you feel, and Eddie talks about the different roads you and Buatsi have taken to get to this point, do you feel that he's been favoured in any way because of the amateur pedigree, because of the extra profile from the Olympics?
Undoubtedly, anyone will tell you he has been favoured, and maybe deservedly winning a bronze medal in the Olympics. I don't begrudge him for that. But he definitely been favoured and mapped out very neatly, where me, it was just like get stuck in, sink or swim, and I've just been swimming and swimming. So that's the difference between us.
Do you think Eddie's got a horse in the race? I'm aware he promotes both of you, of course, but do you think there's someone he wants to win more?
Maybe in his head he might have a good plan. I don't know. He's a businessman, so whatever probably makes business sense. But I don't know. We're both pretty cool with Eddie. Our teams are cool with Eddie. So I didn't really overthought that. I've just kind of left that. Whatever's in Eddie's head's in Eddie's head. It doesn't make a difference in the fight. I just focus on what I got to focus on.
Now, there's never been more discussion than there is at the moment about UK officials and judging and that kind of thing. Presumably you guys will have UK officials for your fight. Is there any concerns at all? I'm not saying it favours either one of you, but just them not scoring what most people are thinking.
I try not to think about it too much because otherwise you'll irritate yourself and wind yourself up. So I try and take that out of my head and just focus on the fight. And hopefully if I can get it done within the distance, even better. But if not, I'm going to trust the officials to make the good decision. God willing, I'll be victorious.
You've seen Buatsi rocked, you've seen him buzzed, you've been in sparring with him, albeit not for a few years. Do you feel you've got the power to stop him? Is he vulnerable to a stoppage?
Not just necessarily he's vulnerable, but I do believe I have the power to stop anyone in the light heavyweight division. I do believe I can stop him.
What's his biggest threat towards you? What do you not fear, but what do you respect the most about him?
I know he's got heart and he's got will to win, so he won't be giving up easy, that's for sure.
Are there kind of local bragging rights at stake? I know things between you are quite close and everything, but is there a real feeling in your local area? You know, this big fight, who's going to win, who's the better guy in South London or Croydon or however?
With us two, although we're both from the same area, I feel the fight's a bit bigger than just the area. It's kind of like who's the best in the division, I think, and who's going to push on to world honours and build a legacy and get the world title. So there's a lot more at stake rather than when I had a grudge match with Sterling. That was more just area bragging rights. Yeah. This is a bigger scale and more at stake.
You said best in the division there. Presumably then you feel whoever comes out on top in this is going to be better than Anthony Yard, for example.
I just believe that this is like, people kind of say between us three, you guys are the guys, and I believe if two of the top three basically are fighting each other, you're going to be the number one, ain't you? Hands down. I've probably had the best CV in the division in terms of wins, but this will definitely be the cherry on the cake for me, I believe.
What will this win over Joshua Buatsi mean to you compared to some of your previous victories?
Just means that I get a world title shot, nothing different. It's another unbeaten fighter, another person I was the underdog for. It doesn't change it. If it's just on a bigger scale, headlining really.
What does that mean to you? Do you kind of embrace that side of things? The headlining, the bigger profile fight, everyone talking about you, people queuing up to speak to you as they were today?
If you look at my two big fights, Jake Paul, when it was the big fight and whatever, I went and delivered. When it was Shakan Peters headlining for the British, I went and delivered. So you can see I do thrive in this situation. I love pressure.
Brilliant. Craig, really appreciate it. Best of luck, obviously. And we'll see you soon, probably fight week.